Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. So, hope you're all safe at home, because we all are. Well, no, some of you, like me, have to go to work every day. But let's assume we're all watching this when we're all home. So, hope you're all doing well. I'm coming to you with a review discussion on the new spring collection of palettes from Profusion, specifically the ones that are at Walmart. So before I jump into like really breaking everything down, there are some palettes that I ordered and I got in a haul, and I showed you guys on my live, and I showed you guys, yeah, I showed you guys on my live. The neon ones, this is like their new neon collection. I'm not going to be talking about these because I'm kind of disappointed in them. I talked about it on my live. Go check out that video. All my lives are then published on my channel, so you can watch them later. But I'll talk about these in a little bit. But I'm not talking about these right now today because they're not at Walmart. They're online only. And the reason why I'm choosing just the ones at Walmart is because I mean, you can make a Profusion order. They are on the Profusion website, but if you want to go in store, all the stores are closed. And Walmart is one of those places that you can go get your essentials. So if you are you're doing your grocery shopping safely at a social distance, you can pop in the makeup out, just give you something to feel good about, because we can't go anywhere else just because we're trying to stay safe here. So that's another reason why I chose these. Also, I showed these in a haul. These are the mini versions of some of the palettes that I'm going to show you. They're like mini quads. These are on the website as well. Last time I checked, at the time of filming this video, they were on the website for you to purchase, and they're actually like on clearance, like $1 and something for these quads. So if you see like one of the larger ones that you like, but you're like, maybe I'll do a quad, the Mauves, the Sapphires, the Emeralds, the Violets, and the Rubies have a corresponding mini quad. And then, yeah, that's what they have for those. All of them. So all of them don't have a corresponding mini. Okay. Whew. So, there is a spring collection, and when I say spring collection, it's not advertised as a spring collection, but I'll explain a little bit about Profusion because I really enjoy their palettes, and I've kind of figured out their system and their patterns over the years. So they come up with things that they have all the time. They have some palettes all the time, but what they'll do is like throughout the season, maybe like 3 or 4 times a year, they will push out maybe like 10 or 12 new palettes at reasonable prices, and they'll be around for a while and then they disappear and there's a new set. So behind me, you can't see here, but behind me in these baskets up here are all Profusion palettes, and some of them you can't get anymore. They're not on the website anymore, but they, yeah. So Walmart, when I went to Walmart, this was a few weeks ago, many weeks ago, I saw all these new palettes and I picked them up. There were some other new palettes. They're 35-pan palettes, the Love Struck, the Festival, I think, that I didn't purchase because I just didn't get those at the time. I wasn't interested in getting them. And while I love Profusion, I like collecting Profusions. The 35s are just not in that, they're not in that sweet spot for me in terms of size and in terms of what I want, and they just don't. So again, sorry for my chair squeaking. So I picked up one large palette, the biggest I've seen, that they put out in this type of packaging. 2 of the $10 palettes, which are 21 shade palettes, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of their 10-pan $5 palettes. And so I'm going to kind of just go through. I'm not doing full in-depth reviews on every single palette because that's just too much. But I have been a fan of Profusion. I have used their 10-pan palettes like this many a times. They've come out with many others. They have a bunch of others. I showed you the basket. And so I have a good grasp on their products, the quality, and I can give you just a quick rundown on all of the palettes in terms of just real quick, if you want to pick up a few. Alright, so the big one, I already did a full review. It is on my channel. I'll link these videos I'm talking about down below. I'll link Profusion's website, of course. This is not on Profusion's website at the time of filming this video. If it's there, I'll link it. But it's at Walmart. This is called the Kaleidoscope palette. This is a jumbo palette. It has 32 eye colors, and then it has 6 glitters and then 4 like blushes or face products in it. This one retails for $17 and some change. Let's round up to $18, and this one's at Walmart. And I have a full review on this one because I thought this one was so interesting. There's some cream shadows thrown in this palette. Got a little bit of everything in here, and so that's already up on my channel, so we don't need to repeat that. We don't need to repeat that one. Okay, let's get to the 2 big ones, which I haven't used either of these on my channel yet. Before I get into it again, before I get deep, Profusion has this thing, again, what I was explaining is they release like in seasons. They come out, like, I know last year or 2018 holiday time, they came out with like holiday palettes, and it may have been like 7 or 6 of those palettes, like the Wonderlust and things like that. Some of them have stayed, some of them are only Walmart exclusive, some of them are Target exclusive, some of them are online. They just do this and they put out these different palettes and these different combinations of palettes. With that being said, every palette is not, in my opinion, like super brand new or innovative. Sometimes they recycle shades. So for an example, they have palettes that they put out and they no longer make anymore. But if you see the new palettes, some of those old shades are in the newer palettes. They'll recycle a shade or two with the same name, not trying to call it something different and it's just a dupe that I noticed. No, it's the same name. So if you missed out on a collection or you missed out on a palette, you'll find those shades. Go online, look at those shades, look at swatches, and oh, I really like that shade, I really like that shade. You'll notice that they're in other palettes. And with that being said, that's like a 30% of the time. I did the math a while ago in another video, where it's not like so many where it's like, why y'all just recycling these shades? No, it's about 30% of a palette you might be able to find in another palette, kind of thing. So I just wanted to say that if you see some colors. Anything else I want to say? So each of the, we'll start with the larger ones, the $9.99 ones or $10 ones on the Profusion website. These all come with 21 shades. They have different finishes and they come with a brush. Profusion's brushes are wonderful. They just released not too long ago, a couple months ago, maybe a month or two, brushes. And they have brush sets, they have eye sets, they have full-on sets, and their brushes are soft and fluffy. I keep my brushes in my palettes no matter the brand, but Profusion has been one of the very few brands, that one and Urban Decay, where I will pull the brush from the palette and use that brush while I'm using that palette. And not put them back. I don't know. But Profusion has really nice brushes, and if you're interested, their brushes are less than $5. They're eye brushes, and they're really good. So anyway, the first one we'll talk about is Nude Bliss. So this one is not one you've seen on the channel. This one is reminding me of the Huda Beauty nude palette. Obviously, it's not a dupe for dupe or nothing like that, but the color scheme is very similar if you're looking for something very similar. You get 21 shades in this one as well as the other one I'm going to show you. In this one, you get one pressed glitter, which is called Captivate, which is absolutely lovely. So it also reminds me of the Huda Beauty one. You get one shade that I love. I'm actually wearing it on my eyes in my crease. It's called Camel, and it's a warm brown. It's in the Sapphires palette, but it's also in the Nude Bliss palette and the Gold Rush palette that I'm going to show you. This is Camel. I really, what is on my fingernail? We got lint, y'all. This is Camel. It's a beautiful warm brown, and so there's other shades that are copied, but anyway. So this one you get your soft, your dusty mauves and dusty rose shades. If you're into this, you're into this. I'm going to show you all the palettes, and then my overall review of them is pretty much the same. The quality is consistent. The mattes that are bad are bad wherever you find them. The ones that are good are great. So I'll talk about that once I show you all of them and just give you a quick opinion on all of them. Beautiful neutral palette. Beautiful neutral palette. You have enough mattes. You have enough satins. My deeper skin girls, this is beautiful in the crease right here. This shade called Outlaw. That's absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, the pressed glitters are bomb. They're not like an overspray of Vaseline or a cream shadow. They are full on glitter, baby. I still recommend an adhesive. The metallic shades are, I think they definitely shine when you wear them wet. Like they definitely have their, yeah, wear them wet. Spray your brush. So that is Nude Bliss. These are all plastic packaging with clear fronts. One thing about Profusion's packaging. I just feel as though you have brands, as someone who makes YouTube videos and someone who uses shade names, the fact that they can put shade names on every single palette for $10 and give you a brush, a great brush, put all that into it, put descriptions on the back, you got your ingredients, you ain't, you know, all that good stuff, all that good stuff for $10. Profusion does really well with that. All right, so the next larger one, it's called Gold Rush. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something right now. I ain't had to see this palette. Y'all told me Profusion got a Gold Rush palette. I was buying it. This is another $9.99 one. This one has one pressed glitter in it as well. And I will show you this one. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. So your yellows over here, beautiful. You get a beautiful pressed glitter there, a nice marble shade there. You get your yellows and you get your complementary neutral shades, your warmer neutrals that would go with metallic golds. Again, camel is in here. I love camel. Shimmy is a popular shade that I've seen in like last year's sets and stuff. Enlighten is really good. Busy Bee is okay for a matte yellow, but it ain't all that. It ain't all that. I'm just letting you know. Is that the same yellow that's in the neon that I didn't like? Yeah, Busy Bee is in the neon. Watch my live. Tell you how I feel about them. Watch my live. Okay. Okay. All right, so those are the big ones. Now we'll get into the 10 pan ones. I'll give you my mini thoughts and then my overall thoughts on Profusion. So let's start with the one I'm wearing right now. This is the Sapphires palette. So this is the one that is blue themed. All of the 10 pan ones, I call them monochromatic, but there are a couple complementary shades in each one. So like, even though this says Sapphires, every shade is not blue. You get a little bit of complement, you get a brow highlight, you get a crease shade, you get a little bit of sign. You understand? Okay. So this is called Sapphires, all right? This one here, I did this look today, and when you watch this video, it starts off as a hot mess because I did my face before my eyes. I was baking. It was a hot mess. But I love this messy blue blend that I got going on right here. However, the shade Bermuda is not your friend. It's not a good matte. It's in the neon blue one as well. It struggled. I had on like, it's like 3 layers to pack this on. It was a struggle. But overall, the deeper blues are absolutely gorgeous. This satin matte here, Planetary Camel, is a favorite shade of mine. And then, yeah, just overall, if I'm grading these, this one's gonna get, they get a C+. They get a C+. The next one, you're announcing their comment. The next two I did not use on the, well, a lot of them I didn't use on the channel. Whatever, we'll keep going. The next one is the Neon palette. Now, this is the neon one. I have the Spectrum as well, which was just like straight rainbow. And that one was decent. These are decent. These are much better than the neon, these individual ones that they wanted to come out with. So for example, in this one you have a yellow called Sunnies. Sunnies is so much better. It's a little chalky, but in terms of pigment, it is there compared to any of the yellows that are in the yellow neon one. So it's a little chalky, but look at that yellow. Absolutely beautiful. Heat Wave, which is in the Kaleidoscope palette, is really good. I'll show you in a minute. Rad. These are 9 mattes, and you get one satin called Psych. They're really good. So neon is really good if you want a pop of color. You can do a complete neon look if you want to, but the average user, I know, they're great pops of color for the inner corner. I like a neon in the inner corner. Get yourself a white cream shadow or cream base or a cream liner, and then you can top the liner with these neon shades, and you got neon liner. These size palettes that I'm going through right now are $5. $5 on the Profusion website and like $4.90 something in Walmart. Like, money is money. $5 is $5, but $5 is only $5. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there you go. All right, the next one we have, we'll do those last, is the Smoky one. This is probably the most boring. This is probably the most boring one out of the crew. Not boring if you like a smoky eye. But one thing I will appreciate about this one is it's not like when you say smoky eye, it's not blacks and grays. There's a black in here. but there's no gray in here. It's like natural smoky eye. So you got a deep brick, which is called nutmeg, a deep plummy gray, which is called graphite. You do have your black, but it's not like grays and silvers and white. This is a new age smoky eye because you got the neutral colors, but it's just going to add some depth to it. You can get full glam smoky, don't get me wrong, because you have that black and gray and that deep purple in there. But look at that. Who would think to put a deep purple in a smoky eye palette? I mean, I know some people do it, but for $5, they really thought this out, and you're going to get a really nice smoky eye with a really neutral smoky eye without just shoving black or gray and silver. So I really do appreciate it. It is kind of boring because it's a neutral whatever, but if you're looking for a nice yeah, smoky palette, and I love that it's incorporating some metallics in here like teleport, because that's so pretty, because that adds a little bit of glimmer. You can have a smoky eye with a little shiny lid. You can do however you like to do. So there you have that one. Violets. Who doesn't love a good purple? So this is the Violets palette, okay? And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 purples. Fudge can look like a deep purple, if you will. I really enjoy this palette because there's no like white or like icy shade, something that I won't reach for a lot. I have like an icy shade today, but I won't reach for a lot. I really do appreciate that. I have no complaints about purples. These purples show up well. Even the lilac is really pretty. It's called lilac. It's really, really pretty. Check that out. It's a really pretty lilac shade. So I know lavender, lilac eyeshadows are kind of hard to make, and purples are usually tough. But Profusion did really well with this one as well. Whoa is a little sheer, but it can be built up to a really pretty iridescent pink. That's what it looks like. Or you can wet your brush. It's up to you. Or you can wet your brush. You can wet your brush. The next one we have is the Mauves. Now the Mauves is like the baby sister to the Nude Bliss. This one I think is so pretty. This is gorgeous to me. It wasn't as exciting in terms of the color palettes that I had, but anyway, this is the Mauves one. There's no stark white in here. This is a really good brown girl friendly palette. I really enjoyed this. Like one time I used it, not gonna lie. But again, I understand the quality of Profusion, the swatches and everything. Everything swatches pretty well. Lovely is, it's pretty strong. See, with Mauves, you have to, like, is it sheer or is it just light? Like, is it sheer in color or is it just light? No, Lovely didn't give me any trouble. Lovely's pretty strong. So yeah, they look really nice. I like the deep monsoon. I like the deep red, but just have a mauve palette. I don't know of many mauve palettes on the market, not even in the ColourPop, monochromatic line. So you have your mauves here. Really pretty. Yeah, that's pretty. Keep that one on the side. Might be the next one I wear out to work. So I'm place I'm going. Probably my favorite of the crew. This is the Emeralds palette. It is a green themed palette, but the complementary shade to this one, the neutral shades they give you are like golden. So you get 6 greens in here. You get 6 types of greens. This is a deep olive, and you get a little bit of hint of pink shimmer in it. But you get 6 greens in here, and then you get one matte neutral brown, if you will, natural color, and then you get these beautiful metallics, and it is like, oh, I did a look with this. By the time you're watching this, it'll be up on my channel, absolutely. A look with this Emeralds palette. These $5 palettes, you guys. I did a metallic halo eye. I used, this was in the middle. Then I had, oh gosh, you guys. Really just wonderful. Wonderful complimented. The green mats in here are really good. Fern and Meadow like hold their own in here. They hold their own, and it's absolutely wonderful. So, good job. And then finally, this one is the Rubies palette. So the Rubies palette, again, that beautiful red theme, and they have 2 strong reds in here, almost the same color though. They could have switched them out for a different, much more different variation in the 2. Fireball is deeper. It's probably looking washed out on camera, but Fireball is different. But these 2, Ruby and Rouge, are pretty much the same thing. Like, they're pretty much the same thing. When I was blending them out, and I did a look that's on my channel with this palette, it came out beautiful. But yeah, you can get away with just having one of them. Sizzle was a really good complimentary. This orange right here, that's a really, it's like a rusted orange. It's a really nice like a unique shade that I don't really know if I have a dupe for in my collection. Really nice rustic orange there. And then you have Dazzle, Orbit, Beautiful, Auburn. This one's probably my second favorite of the mini ones. And absolutely, yeah, for $4.98, I recommend. I really, really do. I really do. So those are the palettes. You've seen all of them. I've talked about what all of them entail or contain, if you will. Now, in terms of just like the quality with them, with the tin pan ones, they're all pretty strong. That Sapphires, that light matte, their light matte sometimes can come off chalky. The light matte blue really was like the worst shadow out of these 10. But with Profusion, you're talking in the high 90s of hits versus misses, and I really do appreciate that. So which ones do I recommend? Oh, back up. With packaging, like I said, all of them come in this clear plastic packaging. It's not really flimsy. Like, I can't bend it, but I'm sure I could break it if, you know, if I'm traveling with it. The small ones I don't mind. Again, you can wrap them up or whatever, but these are not like necessarily the best packaging, the thickest packaging. It's also not the thinnest. They're pretty strong. They will stay in position. They don't just fall over. These shadows, again, all have names on them, which I really appreciate, as well as the names on the back, a little description of the palette. Really thought out. I really like their design. I understand they have to keep the design a little bit cheap, like not having mirrors in most of them or any of them, because I get it. I get it, and I don't mind that. I love that you can see what the palette is and the name is on the front. I really do enjoy that. Depending on the season, I have different color. They're different color borders. Right now it's this like copper shade, but we have like a rosy shade. There's some with like a glitter frame. So there's a lot of different ones. So which ones do I suggest? Candice, personally, like if I had to just pick a few, my personal preference in terms of what I like, I'm definitely gonna go for the Rubies, because an all red palette is where it is. I'm gonna go for the emeralds as well, and I'm going to go for, in terms of the little ones, the neon. So if I had to pick three, I'm picking three. The neons, the emeralds, and the rubies. Why? Because you're not going to find, like when it comes to the drugstore, purple eyeshadows are hard to find, but you're going to find a purple eyeshadow. More than likely, you're going to find a purple eyeshadow. More than likely, you're going to find blue eyeshadow. Maybe not an all blue palette, but you're going to find those colors. You're going to find your smoky palette. You're going to find your like neutral mauves, although this one's pretty unique, but you're going to find shades like this. But to find an all red palette in the drugstore, a blue, not a blue palette, a green palette, or neons for $5, you definitely got to get on it. The quality of those are great, as I just described all of them. And then definitely I recommend for everyone would be the Nude Bliss versus the Gold Rush. I just love gold. I love warm gold tones, but this has a little bit of neutral in here, so I think that one, Nude Bliss, definitely would be better for everyone. You know, if you want to pick up one or two, which the average person will, I'm not the average person, I do recommend the Kaleidoscope palette, the giant palette, if you want to try a lot of different colors and you want colorful makeup, because that palette was $17. Excuse me, $18. If you want to round up to $20, I like to round things up. That's 4 of the small ones. So it's up to you in terms of what you would need. I mean, it's up to you in terms of that. What else can I say about them? Also, if you go on Walmart, they have their pressed glitter palette. So they have little small pressed glitter palettes with like 5 pressed glitters in different color themes. They may have like 5 or 6 of these pressed glitter palettes, maybe even 8 of them, and they have those as well, so you can try out glitter. The brushes are there, kind of everything you need. One thing about Profusion, they don't make like foundations and concealers and stuff. They have like a concealer palette thing that came out for like the holidays, but they specialize in these palettes, and I want them to keep pumping them out. I don't need anything else from them but pump out these palettes. Looking at again this collection of palettes, there wasn't very much overlap in terms of color. This might have been maybe like 15%, maybe pushing it when I say 15% of the shades are in another palette, pushing it. I know there was a lot more overlap with the other collection, but there was also like 6 21 pan, a lot more shadows, a lot more shadows to be spread around. But yes, so that is, I think that's all I have to say. The 3 that I recommend, again, that I love are the rubies, the emeralds, and the neon one. I do like the gold rush one as well. If you have to pass on any of them, I would probably say the sapphires, because this blue is really, really disappointing. I don't know. It's really disappointing. I just feel like blue has been a popular eyeshadow since like the 80s. People still wear blue eyeshadow, so I don't think that's gonna be harder to replicate. I know Rimmel has some really good palettes. They're not curated in like this monochromatic one color theme type of thing, but I'm sure you can find a good blue up in there. But yeah, I'm wearing the sapphires in this video. I really enjoyed the look I came up with, but it was a struggle, and I want you to watch that video because it's real. It's really real. I think that's it. I think that is it for this collection. So make sure you go to Walmart, check it out. I went to Walmart today to get some groceries, and I peeked in. They didn't have anything else new, but you know, stuff was still there and things like that. In this time, in this day and age, what we got going on, yeah, get up. I know it's hard. If you're home, get up, get dressed, put on your day pajamas. Okay, take off your night pajamas and put on your day pajamas and do your makeup. You know, let's do it. Those that are going to work, we keep pushing. Stay safe. Yeah, these Profusions, they're on the website. Those that are financially stable, please don't go into debt or spend your stimulus check on makeup. But those that are financially stable, you know, still got your job, still working or whatever, do a little online. Do just a little order, make yourself happy. Still a little something, maybe. I got these before all that. But no, actually I didn't order the ones from Walmart. But here you go. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any other products mentioned in this video, feel free to leave them down below. I love you all, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!